Welcome to the Dragon's Den. My name is Leo Drake and thank you for spending part of your day with me. Please consider subscribing as it is free and will help us solve this case. If you enjoy the video, click the like button and ring the notification bell to be notified when I post a new video. In this video, we are reviewing Kenneth Branagh's Poirot trilogy. I will be discussing the movies during this video, so consider this your one and only spoiler warning. There are 3 movies in this list, so let's get to it. Murder on the Orient Express from 2017 is directed by Kenneth Branagh and based on the book by Agatha Christie. I have a few issues with this film that I would like to discuss. But one thing you cannot criticise with this film is the cast. Penelope Cruz, Johnny Depp, Daisy Ridley, Willem Dafoe, Michelle Pfeiffer, Josh Gad, Judi Dench and Olivia Colman, among many others. I'm a big fan of Agatha Christie, her standalone novels such as And Then There Were None, her Miss Marple series, but my favourite and her most popular novels feature Hercule Poirot, a Belgian detective who utilises his little grey cells to solve impossible cases. During his travels, Poirot receives an important telegram and seeks to return home. He meets an old friend, Volk, and is given passage on the famous Orient Express. Mr. Ratchet is a shady character who is looking over his shoulder. He tries to hire Poirot to watch his back and is carrying a gun for protection. The train is derailed following an avalanche travelling through the Alps. When Mr. Ratchet does not arise with the other passengers, his locked door is forced and he is found dead. The window is open and Mr. Ratchet has been stabbed to death. A doctor travelling aboard estimates the time of death at approximately 2 a.m. when Poirot was sleeping next door. The deceased Mr. Ratchet was not a good man. His real name is Cassetti, who is infamous for the Armstrong case where he killed a young girl named Daisy Armstrong. Poirot investigates the crime scene and finds an abundance of evidence. A woman's handkerchief with the letter H on it, the victim's watch stopped just after 1 a.m, the pipe cleaner, and a claim from Mrs. Hubbard, whose room adjoins Mr. Ratchet's, that a man was in her room during the night. As Poirot interviews the passengers, he discovers that they all have a link to the Armstrong case and a motive for killing Cassetti. So we've set the scene, and now I'm going to discuss a few of my issues with this film. Firstly, this movie has some of the worst CGI I've ever seen, and it really does take you out of the film. Normally, I don't notice things like that, but it is so obvious here. Secondly, the pace of this film is off. The introduction of Poirot in Jerusalem feels unnecessary and far too long before the film gets moving and the first murder occurs. The cast, while full of good actors, is not really allowed to shine as we only catch snatches of them through the runtime. Agatha Christie's novels are written in a clear, accessible way, giving the reader information to make decision on the mystery. This film fails to portray the same clarity, and because of this, it lacks suspense. My biggest issue with this film is Kenneth Branagh's portrayal of Poirot. To me, they focus on the wrong quirks. For example, Poirot is vain about his moustaches, but in this film, he measures eggs and complains at others for their lack of orderliness, when these are the clues which give him his unique insight. He does not feel like Poirot to me. Murder on the Orient Express has one of the best and most famous endings of any crime novel. While this film delivers a solid ending, the poor CGI, unbalanced pacing, lack of suspense, and Branagh's grating portrayal leave me wishing I watched the Sidney Lumet version of this film from 1974. I give Murder on the Orient Express 3 out of 5 stars. The next film is Death on the Nile from 2019. After the previous movie, I sat down with some trepidation to watch this film and immediately found myself bemused. The film shows Poirot as a soldier in 1914. I thought I might be going crazy, but after verifying my original belief, there is no record in any Agatha Christie novel of Poirot being a soldier. He was a former police officer, yes, but here he is injured and suffers facial scars, which he covers with a moustache. So even the moustache gets a backstory. Totally superfluous, and changing a character's past fundamentally changes that character, who Kenneth Branagh struggles to resemble at any point. Poirot is also given a lost love called Catherine to fit in with the theme of this movie. This film has a slow start and also sees Poirot leave Egypt to travel to London before going straight back to Egypt. In 1937, it was not quick or easy to make these sort of journeys, and it seems like Poirot only does this so he can be introduced to heiress Lynette Ridgway, played by Gal Gadot, who is introduced to Simon Doyle by his girlfriend Jackie. Back in Egypt, a few weeks later, Lynette Ridgway is due to marry Simon Doyle. They sail on the Karnak before jealous Jackie arrives and Lynette is found murdered. The CGI is not good, although it is better than the previous film. There is a period in this movie, around 25 minutes, where Poirot is interviewing the passengers aboard the ship and everyone seems to have a compelling motive, where this film hits the brief. The only problem is this film is 2 hours long. The opening scene irritated me, and the opening hour is tedious while we wait for the inevitable murder to happen. The end of this film is also rather underwhelming. This is another remake of a film made in 1978, which feels like it fails to add or improve anything. I give Death on the Nile 3 out of 5 stars. The last film on this list is A Haunting in Venice from 2023, based on Agatha Christie's novel Halloween Party. I feel like this movie does show some improvement, and they listen to part of the criticism towards the franchise. The bad CGI is gone, the film is 10 to 15 minutes shorter, meaning we get to the action quicker, and there's not a protracted ending. Poirot is living in self-imposed exile in Venice, ignoring pleas to use his sleuth powers to solve mysteries, until an old acquaintance, author Ariadne Olivia, invites him to a séance on Halloween. Rowena Drake lost her daughter, whose drowning was ruled a suicide, and the bereaved mother has called in a spiritualist and medium, the amazing Miss Reynolds, played by Michelle Yeoh. During the séance, Poirot discovers some red flags before Miss Reynolds goes into a trance and channels Alicia, who reveals she was murdered. Shortly afterwards, Poirot is attacked and Miss Reynolds killed. Poirot locks the gate so no one can leave, and there is a storm outside the watery canals of Venice. I think this film is made better than the previous two. The insular nature of the movie, which largely takes place in one location, helps, but instead of creating a dark mystery, this film flirts with the horror genre and provides a rather basic mystery. Agatha Christie is one of the best authors of all time. She almost has her own subgenre in crime fiction, and the reason her stories have lasted so long is because they are engaging with smart, suspenseful mysteries and memorable characters. None of these films do justice to the original source material, and that is why I give A Haunting in Venice 3 out of 5 stars. Thank you for watching. Let me know which actor gives your favourite portrayal of Poirot in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, give it a like and share it. I'm looking to post a new video every Monday, so be sure to come back for that. and click the link on screen to watch another of my videos. Until next time, hoorah!